Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hangover Valley. I'm kidding. I'm not hungover. That is my drink from last night, though. Speaking of having to rearrange our entire fucking lives, why was there an alcoholic drink in the fridge? Well, because it wouldn't fit in the mini fridge. But you know he's gonna grab it. Fuck you. I want amaretto and seltzer. So you know. I only finished half my amaretto and seltzer last night. So instead of storing it in the fridge, I had to put it in the linen closet on the high shelf. Ever stored open seltzer water and amaretto on the high shelf in the linen closet? It tastes not great anymore. It tastes like... Excuse me. Ugh.
Would that be a marauder or a wasp?
He isn't... That's why I keep locking him out, dude. He keeps doing stuff he's not supposed to do. I'm live right now, aren't I? Okay. Yeah, right. If you come in, you have to be good and not annoy me. Otherwise, I'm going to send for Dada to retrieve you. So I have a new tonic. Look, he's like, you should stop coming out here. Okay, so we are on, and that he was. Okay. You need to stop. If you're going to be in here, you have to be nice. If you're going to be in here, you have to be nice. You cannot be crying because I'm on the phone. Phone? Well, technically I'm on voice chat, but whatever. On video chat, but whatever. Anyway. Who does the cooking, does the cleaning, manages the disposal of bodies, cleans up said, chops up said bodies, works the business, manages the funds, tempers Sweetie appropriately. So he doesn't go murdering people who will betray. Do not hit me. Do not hit yourself, please. Sweetie, could you do me a favor? Could you show this to Dada, please?
Yeah, I dropped some warrants too close to the field, the other inside of it.
Thank you.
I just abandoned them because it was preventing me from getting
Look, feel like I heard what you
once.
did to Lucius. Okay.
If one
Mrs.
drone
Lovett, she does all of
that.
that.
Just give up.
I can't.
She's also a bad person, though, because she's also stalking Sweeney.
She is actually stalking Sweeney.
Wanting him to marry her and that they're going to live happily ever after, and he'd better just get used to the idea. That's Mrs. Lovett in canon, how she is.
Yeah, so like, how can you be getting on Victoria's case for she's not even being as bad as Mrs. Lovett?
Victoria actually does help with the cooking and cleaning. She doesn't know anything about the bodies, but she helps with the cooking and cleaning. I'm sure she helps sometimes with the books. And she doesn't know about Sweeney murdering people, well, except for that rapist that he killed last night. And she helps with the cooking, the cleaning, and the serving.
Yeah.
Serves meat pies to customers. Yes, see, she serves people.
Pauses, shoot.
No,
fights.
This is bad. I don't like this.
Yes. Neither do I. Hi, Twin. Are you going to be nice? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be putting my feet on your accessibility stairs. Okay. Hi, Twin.
I suppose you could just egg your ass and have sex with
Baby.
it.
Wow.
I do it too, but
But you shouldn't.
I shouldn't. But also, like, I only do that to people I specifically dislike. I don't, like, it's not something I'm not gonna, like, hook up with some random dude and be like,
They
yeah,
control it.
I'm specifically gonna target people who have earned my wrath.
Okay, but you still shouldn't.
That's great. I'll keep that in mind. Let's see. Script time.
Good luck anchoring them. Well,
Sweeney, even though I'm not aware of what Pirelli's coming up for, I'm pretty damn intent on killing him. Oh yeah, so this is a case of the writer not communicating what was in canon as clearly as a more experienced writer could have. So keep Victoria away because I care. Well, no, you just don't want to have a witness. I don't know
Yeah.
what's the thing, but
Yeah, it's like. Oh.
So it sounds like the answer to the Dick Star G-Tech M.
The scripting part is like the most annoying part because I can't see what's actually was there in the original.
Yeah. It's like we have to take Mervin's word for it, and Mervin is already has already thoroughly shown herself to be an unreliable critic.
Mm-hmm. And keep that kid of Pirelli's occupied too. He said that in canon. He said keep him downstairs. Wow. Okay. Wow. I mean, as a role player who sometimes role plays canons, I have felt that way. But I feel like it's unfair in this instance. This isn't going to be very fun today, is it? Let's already discuss it as Victoria's secretly spying on us. Okay, so clumsily handled exposition, I guess. Time to tell. Okay, how does he do that? Because the writer's inexperienced, but anyway. My naive nature does not allow me to comprehend what is happening. I shall go upstairs and find out what's going on. Okay. Oh, Victoria dislikes. So, again, I only have a word for this, but it seems like Victoria dislikes Toby because Gethsemane knows that Toby kills Sweeney in the end. Which
that's metagaming, but
that leads Victoria to treat Toby badly, I guess. Not my favorite thing, but again, at least it's a solo. At least it's not somebody role-playing as Toby and getting consistently shat on every time they try to interact.
Yeah.
I killed I killed him so hard he died to death. Let's see. Ice Mountain only cannon lines. Okay. Great. That's great. We're gonna go just head on over to chapter 7.
Mouse. It was a mouse. It was not a rabbit.
Okay. Lenny petted a mouse, not a rabbit. Yeah, I didn't read any of that out loud because it just feels so uncomfortable to be shitting on just somebody like this when, again, at least this shit's solo. And it's not even all shit. Some of it is, some of it isn't.
Yeah.
Unsporked and unscripted. You guys need to see it. And he just killed Pirelli. He just killed Pirelli in completely cold blood, and he was planning on doing it even before he found out Pirelli was intending to blackmail him. And if he didn't, just somebody didn't specify it. I forget to put clothes on Trent. I am not gonna comment on that because I forget to put clothes on Trent all the time. I forget what room my characters are in.
Yeah, like this is the kind of thing you catch in editing, but
maybe she didn't have a beta, so
yeah.
Maybe her beta was a fish.
Ow.
A small angry sun.
Yeah.
I returned to my duties about the shop, baking and rolling dough, flouring this and that, keeping my mind occupied. Ha! See? She does. She works in the shop. She helps.
Yeah, and yeah, so I don't really have anything constructive to add. My leg hurts.
But you sounded like you were going to add something.
See? She's not useless. One of the accusations leveled at her is that she's useless and doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely
No, she is working.
She is. She is definitely working.
She is Mrs. Lovett's assistant, and she is assisting Mrs. Lovett. And you don't get to freaking complain that she's doing Mrs. Lovett's job when she has literally been hired to help Mrs. Lovett do her job. Like, okay, borrowing lines from, like, canon is not the most smooth, experienced thing you could do. But again, like, okay.
Maybe.
I like throwing in little lines from canon here and there. They feel like they're like a little nod to the audience, you know?
Yeah.
What I have a problem with is sometimes an OC taking lines from canon from a canon character, which I guess has been done a little bit in here. And if I actually saw it happening, then yeah. But again, all we have is Jesus Christ. A lot of bold-faced text. Okay, let's get through the unbold-faced bit first.
Yeah.
Have you taken anything for your leg?
Yeah, I've taken my meloxicam.
Okay.
It's still twinging, though.
I'm sorry.
And now I need to not move my leg because Twin has decided to re-inhabit my lap.
It was a challenge to do so whenever Mr. Todd strolled into the kitchen, but I had not yet spoken to it, but yet I had not No, the way I read it was more natural. He did not need me. He'd said so himself. I should not have felt so hurt by his words. I mean, it's okay, though, because it's okay to feel hurt by his words, because, again, this is a man that you knew as a child who treated you nicely when you know, the last time you saw him, and now he's different. It's like, hey, where did my friend go? Oh, my friend has been through something terrible. That's awful. I want to try and reconnect with him. He doesn't want to be reconnected with. This is awkward, and it feels crappy. So.
Yeah, it's like feelings are valid.
Mm-hmm.
It's the actions that matter.
Yet I had been. His words had stung, cut me deeper than any knife could have. One of my muses, let's test that theory. Me to that muse, shut up. We'll get to that when it's your turn to spark. It led me to wonder why he'd saved me from being Corey's solution 2 nights previous. He had no reason to save me. He could have just as easily walked on. Who would do that? He's a gentleman. He would not do that. He would not just like, oh, this young woman I know is about to get raped. I'm just gonna la-di-da, trot, 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 trot. He could have even joined in. No, he couldn't. No, he wouldn't.
I mean, okay, I almost understand why Victoria would be this pessimistic given her background, but I only almost understand why she might be this pessimistic.
Yeah, I mean, her mother's a prostitute, and I'm sure not all of her clients were gentle with her, so
yeah, like
that's understandable. But then this man has given you no reason to think that he would harm you.
Yeah, it's.
But this is kind of having shades to me of Bella Swan telling Edward, I'm sorry you regret saving my life so much, maybe you shouldn't have.
Yeah, like I don't like how this is being handled. I think there are interesting ways this could have been handled.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not how it was. But you know, if just somebody did go into at all, like Victoria dealing with feelings of like like society seeing her as disposable because of and people like her mother as disposable and stuff, then Mervyn would just be upset that there's that angst exists.
Yeah, you know, and actually there's a book. It was free on Google Play at the time. And it actually is about the life of a woman who was the daughter of a prostitute. And it's not that society saw her as disposable. It's more like sins of the mother kind of thing. It's like she was seen as a dirty woman by association. And so she was shunned and ostracized. And she had she couldn't make friends. Nobody wanted, nobody would let their daughter be friends with her, things like that.
Yes.
Nobody would talk to her, and it was all very, realistic, and it's set around the same time period. And they did a pretty good job. But if any of that went on, yeah, Mervyn would be whining about it.
Yeah, it's. She's not even complaining that the angst is badly handled. She's just complaining that the angst exists. And how dare she? She's not a kind of character. She's not allowed to have angst.
That's stupid.
That's just such a stupid, unhealthy approach to OCs.
Yeah, let's see. He could have done any number of things, but he saved my honor and my life. There was good left in him. No, there was basic human decency left in him. I'm sorry. I understand why you have such a generous opinion of him.
Yeah.
I am okay with you having a generous opinion of him, but I just want to point out that just because somebody saves you from getting raped doesn't mean they're a good person.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. By the way, what year hereabouts does this take place in?
Oh, yeah. I think I told you when I was reading a Sweeney Todd fanfic or the tropes or something around the same time. Let's see.
Yeah, I can never remember numbers.
Yeah. Let me scroll it up. 1846.
All right, so this is 40 years too soon for Jack the Ripper to be a thing. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to copy my message.
Hi, man. Yes.
I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put it in the comments here. This is from, I believe, the Tropes or Libretto or some damn thing. But yeah, this is in 1846.
All right.
Okay. There was good left in him. Underneath the darkness, hatred, and rage, it was there. If only he could see it himself, only he could see that Benjamin Barker was not dead, only lost. He did need me. Unfortunately, I don't like this. It's not a fault of Gethsemane. I just have negative associations with that kind of ushy gushy. Oh, there's good in the bad guy. Oh, I just know it, rather than let me be evil too. You know, I personally don't like this, but it is a valid.
Okay.
Anyway, so let's go on to Mervyn and her bullshit. What exactly is missing from this picture? Oh, that's right, Pirelli. She's completely ignoring the fact that Sweeney Todd just committed cold-blooded murder. Well, he
Wait, did she actually
in front of her last night? So,
Did she actually see him kill Pirelli? Mervyn left out so much last chapter that wasn't really clear to me.
No, from what I gathered, he basically told her, like, she went up to see what the hell was going on, and then he's like, yeah, I killed him. And now she's like, oh, okay, then.
Strange that he confessed.
He did in canon.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Like, he basically, Mrs. Lovett was like, hey, where's Pirelli? When's he going to be back? He's not going to be back. You didn't. And then he just kind of nodded towards the chest where the body was.
Oh.
And so I didn't see the exact sequence of events, but in the scripted portion, Mervyn indicated that Sweeney had basically said, yeah, I killed him so hard he died to death.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I mean, but he killed someone in front of her just last night, so her hearing that he killed someone again, I don't fucking know. Honestly, I don't know how to judge this, because if somebody killed someone who was about to assault me, and then I found out the next day he killed someone else, I'd be like, must have had a reason.
Yeah, I feel like, especially within the context of Victoria looking at Sweeney through rose-colored glasses, it's like, yeah, she's probably rationalized this as, okay, well, that guy must have also been, a bad man who did bad things to women.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, he must have had it coming.
Yep. Which Mervyn goes into, but in a negative way. There's just nothing, and it's never brought up again. She feels nothing about this. Absolutely nothing. She feels nothing about this. Absolutely nothing. She has no opinion whatsoever about the fact that he just killed a man. I'm sorry, I had to read it in the voice because that's how I read it in my head every time somebody fucking goes off about, oh, he killed somebody. Oh, he's a bad person. I'm not talking about Sweeney. I'm just saying in general, I don't care. Unless it's somebody like, so one of my personal friends got killed a few years ago, and I was really upset that happened because that was a personal friend, and it was senseless and stupid. But this is just like, this context is completely different to that. They're like, am I to assume that as she's already witnessed him slice a potential rapist to ribbons, she's now inured to such nonsense like death and murder? Mervyn, not everybody's brain works the same way yours does. I really need you to understand this. Not everybody's brain works the same way. Because, like I said, some people, or like Piffy said, some people would just be like, oh, yeah, he must have had a good reason. I said, oh, yeah, must have had a good reason. You clearly think this is horrifying. Some people would be like, well, he killed someone last night, had a good reason, killed someone again. Maybe he likes killing people. I'm going to, put a pin in this. about it later.
Mm.
But I feel like Mervyn is just like going so hard just to find something to criticize. Anyway. Gethsemane, pet name,
Don't-
pet name, pet name. Your
Yeah.
precious OC is none of these things, actually. We've seen no evidence of any of that.
That does describe Mrs. Lovett, though.
Well, whimpering, not so much.
Okay. No, she goes, woo!
I should go over the libretto sometime. But Mrs. Lovett is basically, yeah, you're barking mad for killing a man who done you no harm, and then you're like, oh, he was gonna blackmail me, and then Mrs. Lovett's like, oh, okay then. We should make him into a pie because I can't get my hands on any fresh meat. You in? And he's like, am I? And then they proceed to make a bunch of puns based on eating people. It's hilarious.
Ripping each other.
Anyway, that's not healthy. That's not endearing. That's not something I can sympathize with or support. Okay, so
but you keep defending and protecting Mrs. Lovett.
Because you can't sympathize with or support it, nobody else should be able to, except for Mrs. Lovett because she's a canon.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's fine for Mrs. Lovett to be as fucked up as she wants because she's canon, but you're making it an OC and she's existing and doing things and
I really hate this. Like, for those of you who aren't aware, Piffy and I both write OCs, and we write them really damn well. So seeing people shit on OCs just because they're OCs is awful.
Yeah, it's like, I would understand if Mervyn was like, Gethsemane, Victoria is just like Mrs. Lovett light. Like, if that was her criticism, then, like, I kind of understand that.
Can I tell you something, Piffy?
Okay.
Sweeney Todd is a transformative work.
Ha!
The stage play is based on a movie, which is based on a book, which is based on an urban legend. But none of those things have very much in common. Like, the book is called, I think, something like The String of Pearls. I bought it recently. I haven't read it yet. It was on, like, Google Play for, like, $2. But so that one has a character named Sweeney Todd, a character filling the shoes of Mrs. Lovett. I don't know if it's named Mrs. Lovett. A character named Joanna. Their relations to each other are different. And Sweeney Todd has a completely different personality and backstory.
Mm.
And then there's a movie, which I guess is kind of based on the book. And then there's a stage play, which is kind of not really... It was like loosely inspired by the book and the movie. And then, of course, there's the new movie, the movie of the stage play adaptation. The movie adaptation of the stage play adaptation, which is what this is a fan fiction of. But Sweeney Todd is a transformative work in and of itself. So unless you're going to come up here and bitch about how Stephen Sondheim walked on up and fucked up Christopher Bond's ideas, which I think he enhanced them, but whatever. Unless you're going to complain about that, shut up about transformative works being transformative, please.
Yeah, also, like, I guarantee you, if instead of a movie with Johnny Depp in it, Sweeney Todd was, like, written by a woman doing a little self-indulgence, Mervyn would be tearing it apart. Yeah. Like, the text could be exactly the same, and she'd be screeching about autistophilia and all that.
You know what's interesting is that Christopher Bond, who wrote one of the things that the stage play is an adaptation of, I think it was the movie, likes the stage play so much better that now he directs versions of the stage play rather than furthering his own work. He's just like, nope, Stephen Sondheim is canon now. And Stephen Sondheim, as much as I personally have panned the 2007 movie. Stephen Sondheim himself has said that this is the most he's approved of any adaptation of Sweeney Todd. This is his
yes,
favorite.
also, canons are just somebody's OC. They're just somebody else's OC.
Oh, true. You know what? That's another thing is like people who criticize Kingdom Hearts fan fiction, Kingdom Hearts OCs. Okay, Kingdom Hearts is somebody wrote fucking Sora and company and slapped them in Disney World. That is the most fan fiction-y thing ever.
Yeah,
and
it's like
game beloved by millions.
Yeah, it's like your nobody OC is too special. Have you met Sora? Have you met Sora?
Have you met Sora? I've met Sora.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts is just professional fan fiction. It's professional. Super mashup, pan Disney Final Fantasy crossover fan fiction.
It super duper is, yeah. Okay, let's get back to this. While those character traits could be arguably character flaws, I know you didn't write Victoria with them being negative in mind. Oh,
you don't know that.
I actually finished what is available of the fic, through Mervin's lens, of course. But firstly, the thing is that being pathetic, whimpering, and stalking, and allegedly sociopathic, she hasn't really shown any character. She's shown the opposite of character traits of sociopathy. She's shown sympathy and empathy.
Yeah.
And look, so fuck that. Anyway, those character traits could be character flaws, except that she didn't write them with them being negative in mind because she didn't write her with them. She didn't write her with those flaws that you are alleging.
Yeah, and
although
your character is 10 times worse than Sweeney Todd or Mrs. Lovett could ever strive to be. What?
Okay, I'm back on. I'm still on here because I have a comment to make about those character traits could be arguably character flaws. I know you didn't write her with them being negative in mind. I've had that exact line. Excuse me. I've had that exact line of thought about other characters in fiction. As you know from, talking to you 5 seconds. Yes. But, so out of context, that is a valid criticism. In context of all of this, it's not. This is...
Yeah, it's like, unless you have, it's like, you Mervin, you don't know Gethsemane.
You think they're endearing, you think they're somehow romantic, except, again, we're taking your word for it that that's what's there, because I personally have not seen evidence of that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You're making claims and you're not substantiating them.
Let's see. Your character is 10 times worse than... Okay, show me Victoria's body count. How many people has she killed? How many people has she personally, knowingly baked into pies? How many ideas has she come up with to dispose of bodies? How many people has she lied to in order to get her mitts on? Well, okay, yeah, she did. She lied to all of London, I guess. But that was about being his wife, not about his wife being dead. I mean,
okay, but you have to understand, she has committed the most serious sin of all, being written in a relationship by a character played by Johnny Depp. And that's worse than murder.
One of my friends has an OC whose face claim is Johnny Depp. That character, my OC is shipped with that character, and our friend has an OC shipped with that character.
All right, better call the cops and the priests and
yeah, the priests are going to be calling his Kotamine. He's the only one who's going to give a fuck.
Yeah. It's like, all right, yep.
Kotamine is going to officiate the 3-way wedding. And then forgot Mervin, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is absurd on its face. I'm not sorry.
Let's see. Script time. Oh God, not
Oh
again.
God, can we skip script time and go to like OWC?
We'd have to come back to script time later.
Okay, you're right.
Okay, so
Right.
let me. You know what? This is what I did for One West. Is I just read. I just kept the parts that are factually telling you something. So let me see what I can do. Let's see. Mrs. Lovett says, send Sweeney up his dinner because he didn't come down. Victoria agrees to that. Let's see. Mad Thesaurus skills. No. Acquiesce is a word that was used. People still use that word.
Also, you like Mervyn. You like Joseph Conrad. Did you know how that man writes? He writes while making extremely boring love to his thesaurus. with almost no paragraph breaks.
Okay, so Sweeney Todd is...
And you think he's a genius.
Sweeney Todd is upstairs staring at the white rose Victoria gave him with a look of concentration and confusion. Victoria brings the dinner. The dinner has wine. I don't understand how that's historically inaccurate, but let's move past that because I don't care. Let's see, Sweeney. Okay. Sets it on the trunk. Victoria wants to know how he felt about the kiss. Let's see. Were you serious when the kiss meant nothing? Yes. Then why did you save my life? Again, I'm getting some Bella vibes here. But
yeah.
Bella, Twilight had come out relatively recently. I think this was written in so the movie came out in 2007. The spork was done in 2009. So it's safe to assume that this fic was written in 07, 08.
Yeah, and I'd need to see the exact dialogue.
Again, yeah. Okay.
Also, this is really, really unhealthy. That's great, Mervyn. Did you know that sometimes people write about unhealthy things in order to explore the extremes of human emotion in a safe context that they can stand up and walk away from at any time? Because if you don't understand that, I don't think you understand much about writing fiction.
Damon hit Trent with his car. Oh, and set the scarf and hat set that Troy made for his birthday on fire because he thought Sebastian had made it. That was super healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You should only ever write healthy relationships. Oh yeah, Serena and Siegfried also stabbed each other.
It's like, oh man, it's so unhealthy and unethical that the Foundation is keeping SCP-811 in an enclosure. She's a equivalent, she has sapience on, she's equivalent to a human being.
It is unethical. However, it's also a work of fiction. Nobody's saying, hey, go out and put, people and animals in enclosures. We endorse this. Okay.
I mean, she, let's see.
6 minutes left on.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see. It means there's still some good left in you. That man is dead. He is no more. I'm quoting Monte Cristo. Anyway, that man is dead. So this is a canon, or not a canon line. This is this is preserved from the original fanfic.
Okay.
So
nothing can be true.
Do not compare this to Fatal Attraction. A female like her.
Yeah, I was like, excuse you?
Yes, I have not seen Fatal Attraction, but I went up and looked up the TV tropes for it while reading this, and I came away super confused. Victoria's not a bunny boiler. Let's see. You
Yeah.
can change who you are, not completely. Well, your mileage may vary, but okay. You will learn eventually that hell changes people. Yeah, you know what? That's fair. And kindness can change them back. I'm sorry.
I mean, okay, I'm sorry, that is a little bit gag-worthy, but,
I don't like it, but it is a valid writing choice, and she is
Yes.
writing a solo.
yes, it's like, but it is in character for Victoria, okay?
It is in character for Victoria. She is not putting her grubby little mitts all over his face. You know what? I bet she did. What Mervyn is writing. What Victoria probably did.
Yeah. Also, I must admit, I am a huge sucker for face touching as a trope.
That's adorable. It can't.
Okay, like,
And the kindness can change them back. That could be adorable if I wasn't such a cynic.
yeah.
If I was not
Like-
a cynical writer, I would think that was cute.
Also, like, this is part of the basic premise of the fic.
Yeah, kindness can change them back. Well, not exactly, but I appreciate your optimism, you plucky gal, you.
Yeah.
She just outright said she can change. Well, yes, she did, but it's that kind of fic, and at least, and it's like she is driving both sides of this. It's not like she's got Sweeney Todd on one hand, because I also roleplay as Sweeney Todd. Okay, so it's not like she's got Sweeney Todd on one hand being like, and then she's got Victoria on the other hand being sunshine, flowers, and daisies. I'll change you back, and then Sweeney Todd's admin is like, out of character. No, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Also, like, again, fiction? It's like using fiction to explore things that wouldn't work in real life. Gasp. Shock. The horror.
Speaking of fiction, things that wouldn't work in real life, it's almost time to return to Desmona and the 10 men in her band with whom she is not on good terms.
For obvious reasons.
It's like, only revenge can save. Like, please don't touch me. Only revenge can save me.
Drama, sweeping drama, damn it. I mean, that's drama, screaming drama, sweeping drama, damn it, does sound like Sweeney.
Sweet
Oh!
razor white, Sweeney, hold it to the sky. Yeah, there's nothing dramatic in the libretto whatsoever.
Oh yeah, completely serious.
It's so sedate.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
created an awkward ending. Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
Thank you. No thanks to you, Mervyn. I'm mad at you.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so she had a bit of a awkward chapter, and okay.
We're switching. It's like 7:12. So
Yeah.
It's
It's like, wow, a actually valid complaint, potentially.
some of her complaints are actually valid, but they're like, there's so much in there that's just bad faith.
Yeah.
And again, this isn't like, oh, Ashley Gethsemane dicked me over, so now I'm sporking all her shit. This is this random person on the internet wrote OC canon fic with someone, an actor that I think is hot. How dare they? At least it's not RPF. Like, at least it's not RPF. It's not anything that she's like sending to anyone involved in production. It's just like she wrote it for herself and her friends. Okay, it's cool. Just be cool. Just be chill. Just one of my little things came off there, so I don't have a raised keyboard. That's fine. It's fine. This keyboard's like 2.5 years old. It's actually doing really well for its age. Ah, heck. Let's see.
Also,
yeah.
Mervyn is also like positing posited at some point that she believes that Victoria is a self-insert, so everything she's saying about Victoria
is an attack on Gethsemane as an author. Yeah.
Yes. So.
And it really does read that way. Like, it really does read like she's not just saying your character is a sociopath. It's saying, like, you're a sociopath because you're okay with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, speaking of... This humbles me and it reminds me to try to keep this in good faith, but everybody's on the rotisserie. I roast my own damn self too, so.
Yeah. Hi, Twin. Can I sit back down? Mama would like to sit back down.
Auntie would like Mama to sit back down too. We got like 45 minutes left, and that sounds like a lot of time, but it's really not. We're starting a new chapter.
All right. Duvet. I love this song.
Yes, that's why I named it. I named all these after songs, and I adore Duvet. Nathaniel sulked the whole way home, but he stopped short when he saw his car. You didn't go and get it? He asked, going pale as a feeling of dread overtook him. His fears were confirmed as he opened the door. He froze in shock. No way. What was Trent doing?
One sec. Hi, hon. Can you send Twin to bed?
Maybe.
Okay. Sorry, she's chewing on the desk. I'm back.
He froze in shock. No way. What was Trent
Yes
doing?
way.
What was Trent doing here, and why was he so dressed up? He looked like he just stepped out of every spy movie ever made. He looked ... good. Is this because I watch a lot of spy shows?
I mean, maybe. But no, I just thought that's a funny line. It's very self-aware.
George wanted to slap the look right off Nathaniel's face. Oh, violence in the narration. We're starting out strong.
Yes. George, already fantasizing about intimate partner violence. Yup.
And seeing Trent sitting so comfortably in Nathaniel's home. The audacity of this bitch. I need to see if I have that react. Let's see. I'm looking for it's blue. It looks like the Order of the Phoenix cover, and it says Harry Potter and the audacity of this bitch.
Okay.
I don't know if I have. If I did,
I don't think we do.
Okay, if I did, it would be in the Edens. Let's see. It does not look like we do. You are right. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, let me find it. Would you stop? I have ads disabled because I don't want ads. Is this a difficult concept to grasp somehow? I have them disabled because I don't want pop-ups. And yet you're giving me pop-ups telling me to disable the pop-ups. That's not going to work for me. Yes, I know why they have ads. No, I don't care.
Agreed.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to put this in. There we go. think one time I complained about not being able to bypass ads or something, and you said something to the effect of, "Oh, well, they need it to fund," and I was like, "Okay, whatever." Let's see. There we go.
There we go.
Looking like he owned the place. Well, you sure as hell don't, George. Yeah, maybe I had already covered that. Oh well. He was frozen in shock. Wait, him too? Copycat? But anger radiated out of every pore of his body.
And it showed?
Nope, just anger radiated out of every pore of his body. Your sin is wrath.
Okay, what does anger radiate out of it? What, so he's like standing there frozen in fury?
And shock.
Okay, he's in shock, but also... What does that look like?
What did Trent want now? Nathaniel blushed and pulled his robe tighter around him to hide his traitorous body's reaction. That is a cliche, and I am not ashamed of it.
Okay.
Now it seemed he was trapped in a room with two men who had forced themselves on him, and his body was reacting pleasurably to one of them. He had to run.
Awkward.
Yes. That's
And terrifying.
He had to run. He couldn't move. Why couldn't he move? He was telling his body to move, but instead his feet were walking and he was sitting down on the couch on the opposite side from Trent. His heart was pounding. Watching with disgust at Nathaniel's reaction.
Shut the fuck up, George. I know he didn't say anything. But he still needs to shut up.
You know, there's a meme I've been dying to use, and I think it's appropriate. No, actually, I'm not going to do the did you mean. Let's see. I'm just going to do this. This was a little awkward to use in the Edens, but I think here it'll be, and also because of the amount of time that's passed, it'll be good. Really? It's not in the Edens? It should be. Oh. George went to stand near the kitchen table and kept a close eye on the two of them. He couldn't help the daggers he shot Trent.
Nothing is ever George's fault, but also, wow, he's not even putting himself between them? You know, in an attempt to defend Nathaniel, who he allegedly cares about.
Seeing the way the man he was in love with responded to him.
What part of Nathaniel hid his reaction didn't George get? Because making sure his robe was covering him more is a completely normal reaction to running into somebody who did what Trent did. Like, just saying.
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Serena's going to be problematic. I'm going to give her the space to do that.
Okay.
If I can scroll the fuck up past the 3 fucking hours I spent telling you about all these face claims to find the image I'm looking for. Let's see. And yes, the Lilim are adorable, but I was really on a roll. So, apologies again for being snippish. Where is it? Did I put it in Seganbot somewhere? Did I put it in Kavina posting? Did I put it in Plot Talks Kavina? No. It's okay, maybe it's in my Google Images. Nope. Maybe it's in Google Photos. Because Google Images is something different. Isn't Google great? Ah, I found it. Okay, you were saying more things.
Just admit you're reading the narration, George.
Hi, boys, Trent greeted them from the couch. We need to have a conversation. Trent didn't miss a thing. He clocked George's reaction right away. Oh my god, Trent. Why are you going to be like this? I know I wrote you, but okay, whatever. Honestly, Nathaniel genuinely believed no one loved him. Shows how much he thought of George.
Has George been has Trent not gone over the footage from earlier this morning?
Fuck! Wrong!
Gotcha. Okay.
Trent understood how George must be feeling because he had felt that way too about Josh, about Nathaniel, and about others. But Trent had never told Nathaniel to go and fall in lust with him. He just wanted to intimidate Nathaniel a bit. So he sat, poised, cool as a cucumber, and let George be silently angry and jealous at him. Trent is well, he's not really walking right now, but Trent is basically the shrug emoji right now. But he's like the teddy bear shrug emoji, which I used to have pinned on my phone. He pulled his briefcase into his lap and opened it, withdrawing a jewel case. George, is it? Would you be so kind as to place this in the DVD player?
You remember George's name?
It was probably a lucky guess. George blinked when he realized that Trent was speaking to him. What? Nodding, he took the case from Trent, turned on the TV, and placed the disc in the DVD player. What was this?
What happened to, radiating fury out of every pore?
Here?
Yeah. No. After the disc, place the disc in the DVD player. What happened to radiating anger out of every pore? You're just Trent tells you to do a thing, you're just doing it.
He's happy that Trent remembered his name. But yeah. What was this? Why did they have to watch something from Trent? What did he want? He wants you to pop that in the DVD player and watch it. Pay attention.
Please transcribe the fact that I wheezed. The other one.
George stepped back as he crossed his arms again and flashed Nathaniel a glare. Poor Nathaniel! What the fuck? Before he focused back on the TV. The video... Huh? Did you words?
Oh no, I just echoed Signet's what the fuck.
We're focused back on the TV. The video is time and date stamped. It started with Nathaniel in the bathroom taking 4 times his anti-anxiety dosage, and it even zoomed in on the dosage label and panned to the pills in Nathaniel's hand to make the point. It then cut to the massage room. Trent, seeing and took a drink of water because she's drinking her seltzer very fast. And Trent pulled 3 small bowls of pre-made popcorn out of his briefcase and handed one to Nathaniel and one to George. He munched his own popcorn nonchalantly, pretending not to notice Nathaniel's mortification. Still a better friend than George, but anyway. He had even considerately added subtitles to the whole thing, and somehow he had time for this.
Without Rebecca noticing.
I remember what fingers go where. Every time Nathaniel spoke, Raven moved his lips. Trent had accurately transcribed it, which meant there was no way George could miss the bit at the end where Nathaniel confessed that he was in love with Trent. When the film ended, Trent politely waited for the other two's reactions to die down before speaking again. Watching the entire movie, George had frozen in place. His picture is a word.
His picture a pace of damn near perfect rage and mortified humiliation.
His picture of pace and damn near perfect mortified rage and humiliation. Now let me try to read this like a sober person. George had frozen in place, his face a picture of damn near perfect rage and mortified humiliation. If you're wondering if I'm drunk, I might be because I didn't have my, what I usually use to measure shots. We don't have shot glasses in the house, so I usually I'll use half 2-ounce baby food bottle because we don't really use those anymore.
Mm.
But I couldn't get one, so I had to eyeball it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how much I poured myself. Let's see. He was so damn mad now that he knew what had happened and what had been said that he was mad. This footage is from when George gave Nathaniel that happy ending massage.
Yeah.
George is mad now that George knows what happened and it had been said, and it took all of 4 minutes after the movie had finished before George could even think how to. Where does he get off being angry? Who do I have who would say that?
I mean, I'd be mad at Trent. And absolutely mortified at my own actions.
Oh, Sin should say this, not me.
Yeah, good. Let's see. Me peeking ahead. Yeah, good point.
Tiki Galahad?
Peeking ahead.
No, okay.
Okay.
When he turned, it was slowly, like out of a horror flick.
Oh, okay.
Luckily for you, Nathaniel likes those.
I think he'd rather prefer not to be in one, but it's a little late for that.
This isn't a film, it's a book.
Shh. Can't you hear the scare chords in the background?
I hear the people singing the Song of Angry Men.
Close enough.
The music of the people who are mad about subtitles. And his eyes locked, not with Trent, but with Nathaniel's, and it looks so angry. Like Threnody said. That if looks had killed Nathaniel would be dead, buried, and still digging.
Wow.
No.
I have. I broke keys this morning, but.
Once again, Trent doesn't like Tarantino, so I'm not going to put anything from Kill Bill in a scene where Trent is also in.
Oh, okay.
Meaning my Trent muse. I don't really, yeah.
Okay.
He's mad at the guy that he just realized that he date raped. And not rubbing his nose in it. Sorry. Remember when you said during Gethsemane that all feelings are valid? No, they're not.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but no. This is why I don't really like generalizations like that. There's usually exceptions.
Okay. Yeah, there's no justification for this.
You fool! He shouted at the half-naked man sitting on the end of the couch. So that's why you were so... You let me believe! No, buddy, you believe what you wanted to believe. Nobody forced your hand there. Personal comment that I'm not going to transcribe, but she's done this, like, accusing someone of letting her believe or leading her to believe something when there was no information that led to that belief. It was just she convinced herself of something and then blamed the other person for not upholding her assumption.
I'm mad.
I can't believe you, he raged, though his voice was soft.
Then why is he didn't he caps lock earlier?
He shouted, and then his voice was soft.
He raged with 2 exclamation points, but his voice was soft.
With the barely contained...
Press X to doubt.
A wise choice. Huh? Oh. Hold on. I might have to reload this page to get the X to doubt to show up in the... Because otherwise it'll show up twice. If I paste it again, it'll show up twice in a row.
Mm.
There we go. With the barely contained anger he felt coursing through him. His sin is wrath.
It sure is.
He had never spoken to Nathaniel like this before.
Yeah, because he would have gotten fired.
Times more than you were supposed to take, Nathaniel. 100 milligrams? Are you insane? Do you want to die? Is he still speaking softly? Asking for a friend?
I cannot emphasize enough that he is decidedly not screaming very softly in all caps at Trent for this violation of Nathaniel's privacy. I'm glad I wasn't drinking anything. Otherwise, you'd owe me a new keyboard.
So in A Little Priest, there's let's if you're British and loyal, you might enjoy Royal Marine. No, hold on, it's not that part. There's a part where it's like, how about Rear General or Rear Admiral? I prefer too salty. I prefer General with or without his privates, with his extra. Yes. His whole body shook as he fought the feelings that ran through him like lightning. Stop trying to get us to pity you. Oh my God, you are the worst.
I really do need to make a George is the center of the universe react, don't I?
No, because the thing is, the Rebecca is the center of the universe react works out of context with the fic and in context with the main show. But George is being done dirty in this fic.
Mm.
So I kind of, because people can like save it and then circulate it.
Okay, you're right.
So
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. And then you tell me you took your meds with alcohol last night? You are so stupid. Somebody gave him the alcohol. He didn't just waltz up to a bar.
Oh. I should get a screen cap of when he's getting upset at someone for not remembering his name and change it the subtitle to be not remembering his characterization.
Yeah, I'll keep my eye out.
All right.
Unless you want to look through the one that I have posted of like the interactions in season 2.
I might have to hunt that back down.
I can send it to you. It's no problem.
Oh, okay.
Or I can bump it in the Discord because I'm pretty sure that I'm posting all of them in the One West. We have 2 One Wests, but I'm sure it's up here somewhere above Xander's character sheets. Oh, okay. Maybe. Let's see. No. Maybe. As I'm just like scrolling and staring up at the screen, this is fascinating, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me a sec. Vimeo.com. I'll just need to log in. This will take a lot shorter than. Why am I not auto logged in? I should be auto logged everywhere. Everywhere I should always be logged in. At all times on this browser. Fuck off! I did not ask for that. Rebecca, Nathaniel, and George's interactions. Yeah, it was decided before the Segan reacts. Stop. Copy video link. Okay, it's in One West. It's in the One West Covina and Segan plot talks.
All right.
But look at it in after you get off the phone with your parents. But anyway,
yeah.
He pasted the DVD player and hit the stop because if it played again, George thought he might stop and kill Nathaniel for. Wow,
Nathaniel.
So not only is he fantasizing about intimate partner violence, he has active homicidal ideation about somebody he claims to have romantic feelings for.
Mm-hmm. George thinks that he's the real victim here, and I don't understand. Does is Bex avoiding having her characters mad at Trent because Trent's in a relationship with one of her characters?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to transcribe that because no, her characters were mad at Trent for cheating on Rebecca by asking Rebecca for a threesome with Nathaniel. Now, as for actually sexually assaulting Nathaniel, shrug emoji.
Oh, okay. I guess is it because Nathaniel as Rebecca's ex is automatically the bad guy at all times?
I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to figure out how and why any of this, and it's just I am grasping at straws.
Someone not returning your romantic feelings is apparently even worse than somebody else raping someone, I guess.
That is terrifying.
Actually, I'll have Desmoda say this because she's our problematic.
Yes. Oh no.
She's sarcastic, but with her you can never tell.
Yes.
And then look back at Nathaniel with a look that was more frightening than his anger. Oh, it's the wrong then. You mean than. I don't know.
Also dictating Nathaniel's emotional response.
Yeah. Oh, this was frightening. Oh, this person could seduce anyone. Oh, this person could scare anyone. That shit needs to be negotiated.
Yeah.
You really are a moron. So I'm not going to have Lena pop up and call ableism just because this needs to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
Using the same word usage that had set him off that Rebecca had used on him unknowing. So is admin telling me to attack? So is... Hold on. Lydia pointed out that George forced a scene with non-negotiated age play at one point in side chat.
Ooh.
So with that in mind, non-negotiated brat taming. Because I remember recently there was a screenshot of one of Bex's friends had posted a PM screenshot of their PM where Bex was like doing the playful brat thing, and apparently the friend found it endearing. So I'm wondering if maybe that's this is that also.
Ooh.
So when you said you loved me, it wasn't what you said at all. Why is that your focus? His eyes.
He didn't even know who you were. And even if he had, this is not an acceptable response.
His eyes finally flicked to Trent and then back to Nathaniel. Is it true? He growled out.
Oh.
Fists balled. So now he's threatening violence.
Oh, yes.
He's gone from violent ideation to actually threatening violence.
Frankly, I would not blame Nathaniel for running at this point. Fuck this conversation. Fuck trying to reason with either of these assholes.
But it's Nathaniel's home. He should be kicking them out.
Yes, but I highly doubt Nathaniel feels safe enough to do so.
You know who Nathaniel should have called?
The cops?
His father.
His father.
He's Nathaniel Plimpton III. His entire family is in law, and they collectively have the resources to fuck up someone's life. That's what should have gone down. But I didn't want my precious baby Trent to actually face consequences for his actions. And for once in your life, don't lie to me. Firstly, when has he lied to you? Secondly, you don't have the right to make these demands from him. He's practically ignoring Trent now, oblivious to how he had gotten that footage.
What do you mean oblivious? How is that not at the forefront of your mind the entire time you saw that?
I missed the first half of that sentence.
What do you mean oblivious?
All his attention was on Nathaniel and how he responded to this. I'm just going to do the react. It's 7:59. I'm just going to put the poor Nathaniel. Next week on the second break. Thanks for joining, Huggles. Text me.
Thanks for having me.
Text me tomorrow when you want to play Nose, yeah.
All right. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.